There are very few people now who actually own or even play the now long forgotten Fortnite Save the World, instead overlooking it for its far more popular free-to-play successor, Fortnite Battle Royale. This was never the way things were meant to go, however, as Epic Games had worked hard on Save the World for over 6 years, spending most of its budget and resources making this game and hoping for it to reinvent the tower defense genre forever. With the zombie horde survival aspect from games like Call of Duty and Left 4 Dead, a building mechanic inspired by Minecraft, cartoonish graphics based on none other than Tim Burton, and an almost open world feel to its maps in the decisions the players could make and the time they had to explore and create, Save the World was due to be a very unique game to stand out on the market and hopefully help the, at the time, financially struggling Epic Games from going bankrupt. And at first it seemed to be going very well. The game had sold over 1 million copies before Battle Royale was even a thing, gaining a small but significant audience from its first months of being released. The game had several sponsored tie-ins with some big YouTubers and influencers at the time, like Muselk, DanTDM, and even PewDiePie, asking them to play the game, and in return they added their logos as banner icons in the game. From a certain point of view, you could even say that this was Fortnite's first crossover. However, Mr. Tim Sweeney looked at Fortnite Save the World's numbers and said, "This game isn't making enough money. Quick, rip off a popular game, put it next to Save the World so more people can see it and buy it." And so, Battle Royale was created, and Tim immediately got what he wanted. He wanted more numbers, and he got more numbers. Tens of millions, as a matter of fact, but not quite in the way he wanted. Plug time! Hey, you. Yeah, you. Are you enjoying this video? If you are, why not like this video and subscribe to help the YouTube robot beam this video into more people's eyes. Now back to the video. Now that Battle Royale was out and free for all, not many people saw the value in paying $20 for a slow tower defense game, when there was a fast-paced, action-packed online Battle Royale with a unique building mechanic that set it apart from other Battle Royales at the time, like PUBG. Save the World had not helped Battle Royale, but hurt it, to the point where people were only buying the game because it gave the player free V-Bucks half the time, which they would then go and spend in the Battle Royale mode, leaving the original game behind to rot as nothing but a quaint relic of the past. As time wore on, less and less people are playing Save the World, as they see little value in it. Even Epic Games themselves, who devoted 6 hard years to the game, have left it behind them, focusing far more on the profitable Battle Royale mode. They only gave it sliding and sprinting last week. They even forgot to make it free to play in 2018. This is a great disappointment to the small Save the World community who still like to play the game, and eventually left entirely as the game received fewer and fewer new quests and updates. Nowadays, Save the World is so worthless that they just tossed it into this month's crew pack without a second thought. And it is certainly very sad to see what was originally going to be a revolutionary open world tower defense game be so neglected by everyone. But the question I want to ask, and one that I haven't really seen covered before, is, was Save the World ever going to work in the first place? Now, this is certainly a very bold claim, I know, especially from a single dumb kid on YouTube who has very little knowledge of Save the World in the first place, to claim that a game carefully crafted over half a decade by one of the best video games companies out there was doomed to fail from the very start. But I'm going to try and plead my case anyway. Save the World had its unique mechanics, it had 1 million players, and it had potential to grow beyond that. But I don't think it did. Yes, the game was killed in the crib by Battle Royale, but I think the game would have died in spite of Battle Royale. The game itself is pretty boring, with most of your time in game spent looting and preparing a base, with only a small amount of time spent fighting the husks and rescuing survivors. Now, it takes a lot of skill to create a really entertaining and balanced tower defense game, and nowhere does this show more than the original Plants vs Zombies. In this game, you are immediately given a plant to shoot at a zombie. It's a very simple concept, and with every new level, a new plant and new zombie is added, constantly changing the game and making the player want to continue playing for hours. In Save the World, what's the first thing you do? You're thrown immediately into the middle of everything, given every building material and trap in the game, and told to figure it out on the spot by this robot lady, before being attacked by the zombie horde. Can you see the difference between these two? Plants vs Zombies is constantly giving the players new plants to fight new zombies with each level, making each game feel different and somehow even harder as time goes on, while still being fun. Whereas Fortnite just expects you to do the same thing each match, in the form of getting materials, rescue some random people, and fight a bunch of zombie things with only a slight varying designs and abilities, like this beehive dude, or this big one. The only part of Save the World that actually looks significantly different from the rest of it is the final battle with the Storm King. And even then, it still pales in comparison with the one from Plants vs Zombies, because that one feels more rewarding, but still challenging. It had a better soundtrack as well. And best of all, you don't need to pay 20 stinking dollary dues for it, and what feels like many wasted hours of your life. No. Spend an afternoon playing Plants vs Zombies and you'll be finished. If you're good enough at the game, that is. I imagine that Save the World would most likely have maintained a player base longer if Battle Royale had not been a thing, having more attention from Epic, who would have consistently updated the game with new husks, quests, weapons, characters, and graphics over time, as well as going free to play at some time around mid to late 2018. However, I would say that the game would be dead by 2019, and the reason for this is the loot box allegations. See, in 2019, Epic Games was sued for its Loot Llama system, which is basically a loot box, and they're not viewed as being the best thing to put in a video game. EA. And without Battle Royale, the allegations would have hit the game hard. So much harder as before, as there would be nothing to distract from these allegations. Now, it could go two ways from here, but it doesn't really matter, as Epic loses in both. The first is that Epic Games loses the dispute and is forced to pay out thousands of dollars. This would probably put Epic Games in a massive financial debt. Many people would boycott Save the World and other games by Epic like Gears of War after the loot crate allegations, so they wouldn't be able to make much more money back, so the company would most likely severely financially suffer or even go bankrupt sometime around 2020 to 2021. And most of their valuable intellectual property would be sold to other game companies like Bethesda, EA, Microsoft, Sony, and Activision. The second is similar to the first, only Epic wins the dispute, but Save the World still gets heavily bashed and eventually the servers get shut down due to nobody really wanted to play a game with such a bad reputation. Epic Games would still be in business in this timeline. Hell, they may even still make Battle Royale out of the disused assets from Save the World, but whether it would still have the same impact that it did, we can only speculate. It seems that wherever it may burst into reality, Save the World is snuffed out. It's just not quite the right sort of game at the right sort of time, which is unfortunate really. Perhaps I could be wrong, and the game could have become the next Skyrim for all I know, in the absence of Battle Royale. I don't know. If you think the scenario could have gone differently, let me know how you think things would have gone down in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Also, a special announcement. So, about a week ago, I ran a poll on my new community tab, way, and I gave you, the viewer, a very special, just power. You, yes, you the viewer, got to decide what video I made next. And I am proud to announce that that video is
the history of Fortnite crossovers with 45% of the total votes. So, look forward to seeing that next Tuesday.
So I look forward to making that one for you guys. It'll be up in a week. Thank you for watching, and if you want to take part in any future things like this, like any future video votes, then subscribe and you'll get notifications in the community tab whenever they pop up. So that'll be cool. Thank you for watching. Chimichanga!